I know, another Fallout video. I know some of you are like tired of this, but I have to talk about the show. I don't know why I am so disappointed with this show. Well, the finale too, not just, the show, but the finale of season 2 was so bad that I have to discuss the entire show. I have never ever in my life been so disappointed over a show like Fallout Prime. That's how bad it is. I was gonna make a video about something else, but I cannot get this out of my head. I have to discuss this. I am still mad about everything about the finale, and just like everything about the show is just like it's so dog shit. This is the last video I'm going to make until probably next month because I want to do other videos about something else. I have been discussing about Fallout for the last 3 days that my followers are probably just like, shut the fuck up about Fallout already, and I don't want them to get mad. I don't want to lose subscribers. So yeah, this is the last video I'm going to make, and I gotta get this whole thing out of my system because that's how bad this shit was for me, and I'm still thinking about it. So yeah, I'm gonna make a video about this whole show and why it's terrible. Once again, if you're about to disagree with me, just get the fuck out. Like, I'm not dealing with your shit. Yeah, I'm not gonna be dealing with your stupidity, toxicity in the comments saying that the show is a masterpiece and you are so wrong. I don't care if you like it, okay? I've said this so many times. I do not give a fuck if you like the show. This is not for you. This is for other people who dislike it, like I do. So let's begin. Look, I have a lot to say. I really do. For one thing, I did like the show when it first came out, and I only saw it for aesthetics. I've explained this so many times, and I'm going to explain this here because some people have not seen the other video, and I have said that I only watched it because of the way it looked. I did not know anything about Fallout until I saw the show, but I noticed that there was some bad writing here and there, especially with the plot twist at the end of the first season made me realize and made me go back and maybe watch videos about how bad the show was, because I was like, there's something wrong with the show. You do not have to be a fan of Fallout to actually realize if the show is bad or not. It is not that hard to spot out bad writing. If somebody like me that didn't know anything about the series until I played Fallout 4 or Fallout 1, which is the first one, it's actually the most important one. How can somebody like me understand this? Somebody who didn't really know anything about Fallout could spot bad writing from a mile away, and then there's some people that's like been in the fandom for a long time and saying that the show is a masterpiece when it really isn't. No, this show is bad. This show has been bad since the very beginning, but the thing is that I was just blind. I was blind to realize that this show was just terrible. Like, the characters, they are so retarded. They don't even know what they're doing. The writers don't know what the fuck they're doing with the show. I mean, there's some good characters. There's Cooper, Nate is sort of smart, and there's the trans character too. Yeah, look, I don't mind if there's a trans character in the show. I'm not transphobic, okay? Look, those 3 characters that I just mentioned, they're like the only smart characters, and they're actually just badly written too. Like, even though they're smart, just like they're terribly written. The whole thing of making a stupid character just for comedy already says enough about everything. And all these characters are stupid. So basically what it's trying to say is that stupid person makes a haha funny joke. That is not funny. That is completely idiotic. Making stupid characters for the sake of comedy is terrible writing. I don't think I ever laughed once in the show. I don't remember one moment when I was watching the show where I laughed. I was actually more cringed out by the writing than I was with, trying to able to find a joke in the show and laugh, because it's not funny. I mean, they could at least add some dark humor here and there, which they does, but it's like cringe dark humor. The writers of Bethesda are very lackadaisical. They do not know what the hell they're doing. Do they just hire anybody at Hollywood? Is that what happens? Because if they're just hiring anybody, then why can't they just hire like fans? That's what they should have just been doing the entire time. Just hire fans of, the franchise and let them actually do the writing for the show. But I guess they were like, oh, if we hire fans, they're probably just gonna take over and tell us what to do. So we're gonna write it how we want to because we own Fallout now. I can't believe Tim Kaine actually likes the show. Like, there's just nothing great about the show other than the way it looks, but that's completely it. That's it. Like, that really is it. Remember the scene with Lucy and Max, and they're just trying to, like, Lucy just wants to fuck Max, and Max doesn't know what sex is, and there's that line. That line is very fucking weird. It is the most random shit I have ever seen in any show. And look, I'm so tired of like Hollywood writers or producers just writing sex jokes or just, you know, making sex scenes. Like, it's not necessary at all. It really isn't. It's supposed to be funny, but it's actually more disturbing and cringe than it is hilarious. It is the most random thing that I have ever heard in my entire life. I have never seen a show that just, like, you could tell the writers are just fantasizing what they want to write into the show, and you could tell a writer by the way they write their characters, by the way they write the dialogue, by the way they write absolutely everything about the show. You could tell how smart somebody is by the writing. And you could tell by the way the writing is in the show, you could tell that the character is as smart as the writer. And it's funny because all the characters in this show are stupid, and basically what I'm saying is that all the people that are working Bethesda are stupid too. I do not understand how people cannot spot the idiocy of this show. Like, it's so terrible. Why don't people understand that this show is not great? Is it the aesthetics? Is that what it is? Because I understand. I completely understand. I was just like you if the aesthetics of the show is capturing your eye and it's very eye candy and it's blinding you to what the show really is. This is a multi-million-dollar show, and some CGI in the show is just baffling. It is terrible. Kyle's de-aging look here is just like, he doesn't even look like he did 30 something or 40 years ago. He does not look like he looked in Twin Peaks. I don't know if anybody has seen the show, but this does not look like this. It really does not look like that. And I know it's a different character, but can you at least make Kyle look attractive? His de-aging scene is, oh my god, no. And then there's the monster in the lake too. That's also terrible to look at. Did Bethesda keep all the money to themselves and just basically just lay down on a pile of bottle caps and just fucking... They did absolutely nothing great with the show. Like, even the CGI looks terrible. I would actually like the show more if it was animated. It actually will look better animated, to be honest. So the writing and the CGI are already terrible enough. I'm not even done with this video. I don't even know how long it's gonna be. But I am not done complaining about... I'm not even done complaining about the music, the characters, the ending, what they did to New Vegas. If there's nothing that pisses me off more, is what they did with the fucking Kings. Oh my god. I will get to that as soon as I can. But I still want to talk about the writing in the show. It's just shit. Why couldn't they just hire fans? Why couldn't they do that? Are anybody in Bethesda even fans of like the original Fallout games? It really doesn't seem like it, to be honest. What the fuck is Todd Howard telling these people to do with the series? Is it even a fan? That's what I want to know, because that guy, I don't think he knows how to write anything. I don't know he knows what the fuck he's doing at all. I'm sorry I'm being aggressive. I have to let go of all this anger that I have for this show, because it's like, come on, like, I've only been a fan for 2 years and I'm already disappointed, and there's people that have been fans longer than I have, and how do you think they feel? The problem is that the show isn't dark. Like, I know Fallout 2 has a little bit of dark humor from what people have been telling me. I have not played that game, but at least it's original to its source. The new Fallout games, no, they're not. I mean, Fallout 3 almost got it right, but no, I'm guessing, like, even if they make a Fallout 5, it's basically just, it's gonna be quirky too. Because the direction of what this franchise is going is the same thing that what us Square Enix fans are going through too. Or should I say Final Fantasy VII fans. It doesn't take itself seriously, the jokes are stupid, the characters are dumb, the writers are dumb. The only people that are smart to understand are, you know, the original fans. The true fans, the people that just want Fallout to be what it was. And you could say whatever you want about them, but it's basically, they just want the, you know, the source to be original, like it was. They want it to be serious and dark. That's the most important thing about Fallout, because it was always like that. Okay, so there's a scene where Cooper just stands up and the nuke just drops and hit, and that thing should have been, he should have been vaporized in seconds, because an atomic bomb, it vaporizes everything in seconds, because that shockwave should have been strong enough to just push them back as far as they could, but it doesn't even do that. They couldn't even get that right. They should have been dead. Like, honestly, they should have been dead. Look at that. That's big. That shockwave was only strong to just break the sound barrier, but it was not strong enough to vaporize these other people. Not just vaporize, but just push them back too. That's a very strong shockwave. And also, they weren't blind. They were supposed to be blind. They were supposed to be blind. They were supposed to be pushed back. They were supposed to be vaporized. None of that. They should have been deaf too. I mean, the sound of the shockwave is extremely strong to just break the sound barrier. And none of that. Do these people not know how an atomic bomb works? The only thing they got right was the skyline igniting. That is the only thing they got right. I'm telling you, I don't think these people did the research good with the atomic bomb. That's something that pisses me off a lot. I like nuclear stuff, okay? How the fuck do you not get this right? I'm not even an expert, and I know about this more than they do. What the fuck? I've only known about this for like 3 years now, and I know about this more than some experts in Bethesda. They couldn't hire anybody to tell them how it works. And the problem is that, like, the way Cooper also gets up is so slow, and the moment the bomb hits the floor, they're done. They are extremely done. Not even that. No, fuck that. That bomb looked enormous. That actually looked extremely big. But I don't think they know what they're doing. They really don't know what they're doing with the show. And I was over here happy that finally a show about, a post-apocalyptic, about nuclear war and stuff like that, and nothing right. So the first episode and the first just few minutes of it, it's already fucked up. This show is extremely ass. It really is a terrible show. It is probably one of the worst things I've seen. I like Autumn Punk. Why couldn't it get this right? At least, you know what? Let me write something for Fallout. I mean, I could probably be a better writer or just hire fans of the fucking series than just hire whomever. You know who they hired? The writer to Captain Marvel. That's why the show feels very Marvel-ish. I'm not joking, by the way. I'm not fucking joking. They hired the woman to Captain Marvel. Why the fuck would you hire somebody that can't even do a screenplay right to a Marvel franchise? God damn. I'm not done. I'm not even done making this. I don't even know. I have so much to complain about. Like, this is not a good show. I am going to fucking lose my mind. My fucking throat hurts just for even being mad. How is that even possible? The plot twist at the end of the first season were basically capitalism is bad because they're trying to make fun of Elon Musk because apparently capitalism is bad. Do I have to explain capitalism to people that we live on capitalism, that the shit that we buy, that we enjoy is because capitalism? I understand that prices are high. I really do. Like, inflation just goes up the roof throughout the decades, but there is nothing we could do about that. But that doesn't mean that capitalism is bad. It's just basically millionaires telling billionaires that they have it better. And like, why are you complaining? At least you're not homeless or, trying to find a job or anything like that. So shut the fuck up. Yep, that's the plot of the show. Capitalism. It's so stupid, honestly. The franchise was never, ever about capitalism. It is about war. The first line is war never changes. That is the first line of the fucking franchise. And people think like, oh, it's just a meme now, so we gotta use it for, our big plot twist. And it's like, it's just down the drain, honestly. Yeah, so war never changes, it's just a meme now. My god. Why do I have to explain this to people? Like, even especially to, the older Fallout fans that still enjoy, the type of quirky writing. Like, come on, guys. Like, it really isn't a good show. Like, I'm so sorry if I'm being extremely blunt and rude, but it's not great. If you're writing about something about how humanity is going to go corrupt with no order, why wouldn't you take it seriously? What do you think is going to happen? You think it's going to be Disneyland or something? No, it's going to be basically hell. And I'm pretty sure those people don't like either they don't like the first Fallout or they never played it. Or maybe they did, but they didn't like it. But the first one, man, it's like, it's such a good game. It's so good. That and New Vegas are my favorite ones, and then people just shit on it just because it's popular. Or, because it's better. And that's sad when they just shit on something because it's better than the things that you like. Come on, it's the first game that started the series. How are you gonna hate the first game? It's an important piece to Fallout history. Think about that. Okay, so, plot-wise and basically everything else, I'm done talking about. I gotta talk about the characters now. Holy shit, these characters are terrible. Lucy is annoying as hell now. I do not like her. I thought there was potential with this character at the end of season 1. No, she's still the same naive, stupid girl. Look, I know there's a difference between naive and stupidity, but she's basically just both at the same time. Mostly she's stupid because after a while, you know what I just realized? During the middle of season 1, she seemed like she was just ready to take these people out from the wasteland. And then, all of a sudden she just becomes naive again. I don't know if she was hanging out with Max a little bit too much. Or basically it's kind of annoying that basically she's more stupid than she is naive. In season 2, she doesn't learn anything hanging out with Cooper. Cooper is trying to teach her a lesson about the wasteland, and she has not changed at all. In season 2, when she's trying to help this woman out she's injured, and Cooper is trying to teach her a lesson that you cannot trust anybody in the wasteland because they are just so fucked up in the head and they're corrupted. And Lucy, she does not listen. She really does not learn anything from the wasteland. So she gets herself in trouble. She's taken to Kaiser's Legion, and then she gets crucified, and it's all her fault because she's so fucking brain dead. And then for some reason Cooper is still alive after all that, and then basically he has to go save her. He uses Lucy to get near Hank, and then she gets when they're in New Vegas and they get the power, she gets the power armor, and she just throws Cooper out of the window. He gets impaled. He's still alive, and the problem with that is she gets mad because she's trying to look for her dad, and she's complaining oh, why did you betray me? And does she not understand that he has been looking for his family for over 200 years, and she's complaining, and he's only doing that too because he wants to look for his family. And Lucy, the writers don't know what the fuck they're doing with her anymore. Not only is she stupid, but she's extremely horny too. Yes, I'm going to get to the horny part. I don't know why she's so horny. What the fuck? See, the problem with that scene is that she is complaining. He's giving you a safer access to go see your dad, so they won't have to go to the deathclaws. She gets mad, and then Cooper just stabilizes her with a tranquilizer, and she gets up like nothing happened. She uses power armor, and he's impaled, and that scene is a big problem. I don't understand how Cooper keeps surviving all this. It doesn't make sense. None of this whole show doesn't make sense. And the whole plot with her and her dad is just she lobotomizes her dad. Death is a better option than to be lobotomized. She was against the lobotomization, and then she uses it on her dad. So that also doesn't make any sense. Okay, enough about the lobotomization, because I feel like I'm gonna need one too, because this is too much for me. So the horny part, I don't know why she's so horny. Was she always like this when she was a kid? Because the whole thing about just having sex with your cousin, and that cousin thing is also fucking stupid. What the hell? Why is there so many incest jokes in this show? Is it because they're white? Is that it? Please don't tell me that's because. Yeah, this show has some pedophilic shit into it. I don't know what the writers are on. I don't know what the hell's going on. I mean, I understand it's Hollywood, but why the fuck do you have to add that type of stuff there? That is no, not. I don't like that type of stuff. I don't like hearing about kids and this and incest. What the hell? In the show, it says that Lucy has been having basically a long-term relationship with her cousin since they were kids. Why are they doing that? Why? What's the point of that? Why add it into the show? What are you trying to tell me? That the writers that they're writing on the show are pedophiles? Or is that what's going on? I mean, look, it's Hollywood. They already have enough pedophiles as it is. I mean, look at the Epstein files. But what's the point? What was the point of that? What was that so necessary whatsoever? Why are you trying to make Lucy so sexually active at such a young age? It's creepy. So yeah, that's like another big deal is the whole pedophilic incest cousin joke because if fuck, I don't know, because they're white, I guess. Terrible. That's disgusting. That's actually weird. Not just weird, but it's also kind of like stereotypic for white people. Alright, so the next character is going to be Max. Look, I know people are gonna think that I'm so tired of people using the racial card that because Max is black, that he basically is, he's a great character and you have to love him, or if you don't love him, you are racist. That argument has been like, it's just been so overused because they can't come up with anything else. No, if I was racist, I would have said, look, if I was racist, I would have said that Max is the only bad character. No, all these characters are terrible. Frances Turner is gorgeous. I find her attractive. She is very beautiful. So you could say whatever the hell you want. Max is not a great character. He really is not a good character at all. Probably of the three main characters, he's actually the dumbest one. I like the actor, but I do not like the character. The actors in the show are good, but the characters that they play are not good. Max is so dumb to the point where he has to lie to the Brotherhood, and instead of telling them the truth, where he basically could have just gotten away with it, he has to lie, and it just makes it worse for him. And then once he gets the power armor, he becomes such an asshole to Thaddeus, and I understand that Thaddeus did bully him, but why does he have to be such, like, he's such a pushover, like he's just doing too much. I understand that you were bullied, but it doesn't make you a better person to bully other people below you, especially when they're weaker than you. So yeah, he has the power armor, and then he just like he uses against his will to not just, defend people, but also bully people too. Is that what they teach you in the Brotherhood? Because from the Brotherhood that I play in the games, I don't think they teach you that type of stuff. The Brotherhood is supposed to be there to defend people, but in the show, no, they're just bullying people. Speaking of the Brotherhood, I don't know why they're all so dumb. Like, they really are retarded. They're like to the level of just wanting me just... They were at the level where I just want to like not watch the show anymore, but I just wanted to know what the fuck was happening in that show. They don't take anything seriously. That's a big problem. And they're worse in season 2, especially when they destroy that car. And that car looked very pretty. Like, why would you destroy something so pretty? And then they're playing with a grenade. Like, do they not know they're gonna be blown into smithereens? It's funny that Fallout 4 actually does a better job with the Brotherhood than, the show itself. Yeah, so it's not Max that it's the problem. It was basically just everybody in the Brotherhood. Dane doesn't seem like he acts like that. How the hell does Dane have more common sense than everybody in the Brotherhood? Okay, let me move on to something else. Okay, so the relationship between Lucy and Max. It is the most boringest relationship I have ever seen in any show. These two are forced. This is forced romance. I don't like them. I mean, they have the same brain cells, but I do not like them. They're fucking boring. Okay, we got Cooper now, and Cooper, he's famous for giving a thumbs up. So if I give a middle finger to somebody, will I be famous too? Cooper is actually the best of the three. Although he's just a Gary Stu, but I still like him more than the other two, honestly. But he cannot kill one person to save billions. You went to war and killed a bunch of people, and you cannot kill one person just to save billions. So basically, this is all your fault. And it's such an overused trope where you cannot kill one person just to save thousands or billions of people. It's so stupid. Like, why would you write a character like that to begin with when he's going to war and he's killing people, and then when he comes back, he can't kill one person? One more person isn't really going to affect you. I mean, you're already fucked up in the head by killing a bunch of, people just forced to go to war, and then just one more just to save billions. That's like the dumbest type of writing I've ever heard. Look, Walton Goggins carries the entire show, but his character for the goal is not great. Although he's better than the other two, he's still not a great character. I'm just questioning, how is he not dead? That's the biggest problem, is that he's not dead. Like, not even at all. Look, here's the thing that pisses me off the most, is that when he goes all the way to New Vegas and he talks to House, he finally finds out where his wife is and his child, and then it's telling him to go all the way to Colorado just to find them. So what the fuck was the point of that? I actually do feel bad for him because he's basically just wasting more time, but at least he knows where it is. But there was no point. He has to go all the way to Colorado, and we didn't get any answers. And in season 3, which I don't even know what I'm gonna watch, but I have to know what's going on. The thing is that with season 2, it just like, it doesn't explain absolutely nothing. I wasted 8 hours to watch basically with nothing, just no answers of anything. And people are praising the show. They're praising the show with terrible writing. It doesn't explain anything to you. And I'm sure I'm sure they're gonna be like, oh, I understand it. And I don't know, I'm gonna ask them, do you really? Because I am going to question you, because I don't think you do. You just want to be a smartass because you like the show. Look, I'm sure those people are gonna be like, it has good characters, it has a good setting, it looks pretty, because those are basically the answers I always get when I'm, trying to actually have a normal debate. And then when I tell them, but just question them more and more, and they're like, why are you being such a bitch about it? And I'm like, I'm not. I just, like, I really want to know what really is so good about the show. There really isn't anything great. I cannot think of anything good about this. Like, it's just basically cringe writing with terrible characters. They ruined New Vegas, and oh my god. No, it's time to talk about New Vegas. They ruined the Kings. They ruined House. Who knows what other character they could have ruined. I honestly thought that Joshua was going to actually be in the show before I actually played New Vegas, because I did not know anything about Fallout. I really did not know anything about the franchise. I was just blind to the very beginning. And then when I actually played New Vegas, I just fell in love with everything about that game, because it has probably one of the best written dialogues in, gaming history. The thing with Kaiser's Legion is terrible. It is very bad. Like, they're just like right next to each other and they're fighting. Joshua said that the Legion dies with Caesar, and they're still continue to fighting, and they're like right next to each other. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I never seen anything like this before. Look, I know people wanted Joshua in the show, and I did too, but I'm gonna be honest, no, this character should not be in the show at all. I do not want to know what the hell would have happened if Joshua was in this show. I don't know. Like, he is one of the best written characters in Fallout history. Him and Ulysses. Like, oh my god. Every character in Fallout New Vegas is just like, they're perfect. Especially with what they did with House. No. If anything would have happened to this character, I would have ascended to the stratosphere and then talked to Jesus to nuke this planet. Like, I really do not want anything bad to happen to this character. Not even close. This man is just perfect. He's perfectly written. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Joshua fangirl. Like, he's just like one of the best written characters in gaming history. I have never seen a religious character so perfect in my life. And this is coming from an atheist. Joshua is perfect. He should not be character assassinated because, stupid Bethesda writers cannot do anything right. No, I'm gonna be honest, I would have lost it. I would just no. That is probably one of my favorite characters ever, and I know I'm just getting overly giddy about Joshua. I just know, I really like the character so much, and just imagine him just being destroyed by a bunch of retarded writers that can't even do anything right. The character is so perfect. He has such a fucked up backstory, and then imagine him oh no, I was just I'm just using toilet paper to cover myself because I want to. And I feel like that's the type of writing they're gonna do. So yeah, I do not trust anybody from Bethesda to write Joshua. It will fucking break my heart. It will break Joshua fans. It will break the fangirls. Yeah, look, we fangirls, to us, that's the female gaze. But anyway, no, the man should not be in the show. So yeah, no. What they did with New Vegas, especially Season 2. Season 2 is worse than Season 1. That's why a lot of people are mad. That's why the show is getting even more negative reviews because of what they did with New Vegas. And I'm one of those fans. And I'm just so disappointed, man. Everything about Season 2 was just so garbage. And it's just, I don't know how people are praising this. I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed in basically mostly Hollywood writers that they just basically they get hired about basically they just get hired like it's nothing. They get hired like it's nothing, and they have no education for anything. I don't think those people are actually fans of Fallout, because if they were fans, especially of New Vegas, they will actually get the source material right. And lore is very important to a franchise. I've said this before, but some people do not take it seriously. People are telling me just shut off your brain and just enjoy the show. No, how am I supposed to enjoy the show if they ruin one of my favorite games? I couldn't enjoy it. Like, I really couldn't enjoy season 2. That's like, it let me down so bad. I mean, the first season was already terrible. I mean, this one is just like beyond worse. Like, they couldn't come up with any other setting. They couldn't. This season 2 could take place in another, place like Texas or Washington or Oregon or Arizona or Colorado. It has to be freaking, Las Vegas, and then just ruin everything. Fallout Texas would actually be interesting, to be honest. But, I can't trust Bethesda anymore because of what they did with, New Vegas. Alright, it's almost hitting like almost 40 minutes. I gotta talk about the music in the show. The music has a bunch of oldies playing, so much to the point where I'm just getting annoyed of oldies now. I don't like how much they're using old music in the show. There's basically like 70 or just 80 songs now in the show. I don't know how much there are, but it's just like, it's a lot. Every episode, there's like 5 songs, and counting the outro too, where it's just a bunch of old music is playing. It's actually getting annoying. Yes, it is getting irritated. I have never thought I will hate old music. I mean, I don't. But for Fallout, when they just overuse it too much, it gets annoying. Why can't they play something out of like Blade Runner or Apocalypse Now, or something just synthetic? The soundtrack to Fallout 1 is probably one of the best eerie soundtracks I have ever heard in any game. It is haunting, it is beautiful, it captures the horror atmosphere of the game. The show does not do that, like not even close. Which kind of makes sense because it's written by Bethesda, and Bethesda likes goofy stuff and doesn't like horror. As a big horror fan, I appreciate the music in the game so much because it just captures everything perfectly. If you've not heard the soundtrack to Apocalypse Now, which I highly recommend, you will actually see what the movie is about. The movie is like very horror about war and what, the mentality of war changes people. That, by the way, that's a good movie if you really like, the first Fallout game, because it really captures horror and the music just captures the atmosphere of the movie. The soundtrack to that movie is just atmospheric. It is just like look, I'm just giving a perfect example for the first Fallout game. It has a perfect soundtrack to everything that's going on. The show, every second, it's always an oldie. Every cutaway is an oldie. If it changes to somebody else, it's an oldie. The outro is an oldie. The beginning is an oldie. Everything is just basically a fucking oldie. It is getting annoying already. If you have not heard the soundtrack to the first Fallout game, I highly recommend you listen to that. It is a different vibe than, the show, because the show is very goofy. This is why I tell people to play the first Fallout game. And I know it's an old game, but you gotta give it a try. I mean, if I'm Gen Z and I appreciate old games, why can't you? I'm only 27 and I appreciate older games for, their value of art. And some people do not want to do that. They just want to just basically shoot stuff and have like stupid ass dialogue. That is not art. Music is important, crucial to the story. It is important, crucial to basically anything. Fallout 4 does sort of get it a little bit right, but no, not really. It doesn't really capture this type of horror. The music in this game is just like, it's a masterclass of art. But I guess, some people have different opinions, but I'm just saying, just give it a try, for the love of God. And I know that some of the music for the first Fallout game was used in New Vegas, but I don't think some people would recognize, those musical pieces from the older Fallout games. So yeah, to me, the music in the show is just like beyond awful. The music, look, the oldies are good. When I'm saying that, it doesn't fit the tone of the series. Well, for Bethesda, it does, because, they're goofy. But if they're trying to capture something horror, then yeah, something synthetic like the first Fallout game is perfect. I just really wish they used, that type of horror synthetic music again. It's beautiful. You hardly get to hear that type of music in video games anymore. That's actually kind of sad. Because some people think like, oh, it's too scary, like I don't want it in a Fallout. Like, no, it's not even scary. It's very poetic. It's very beautiful. I mean, I don't know, because I have a fucked up brain, but I really like the horror side of Fallout. I don't know why. I just have a thing for really dark shit. But yes, what I'm saying is just like, give it a try, for the love of God. You're going to like it if you like horror. Okay, so just a few more things before I end the video. This character here, Stephanie, the Canadian woman, she I don't know what the hell her character is. I mean, she married Hank just to be in a vault. Just like, it just basically it's random and out of nowhere. There were absolutely zero hints that those two were married. Not even a little hint in season 1. Not even close. Just randomly just throw it in there that those two are married. Yeah, that's actually one of the most dumbest things I've ever seen. Like, what the hell? Like, they were never... What? I'm sorry, I just like mind fucked myself right now. I don't know what the hell was going on in this show, and explaining this is just giving me a headache. Everything I'm just explaining to you right now is giving me a big ass headache, and I haven't even like... During the timing of this video, I haven't even eaten well because I gotta get this out of my system. I want to finish this video and just talk about everything I witnessed in the show and how terrible it is. And the Earthbound music isn't really helping. It's just there to be silly. But no, seriously, this show, like, I don't understand. They just randomly just throw things at you. They throw everything at you. Just random stupid shenanigans at you. And like, it's... No, this is basically Borderlands at this point. You know what? Fuck that. Let's talk about Nate. You know what? I said some things about Nate. About him being a character I didn't really like. But to be honest... He's actually, like, smarter than his sister, which actually says a lot about his character. The only thing is that, like, he could have just taken a weapon if he was, like, going to explore the vaults. He knew something was up, but he didn't take a weapon. That's actually a big problem. He's trying to investigate what's going on, you know, with Vault-Tec. And the Vault-Tec thing is stupid, but, you know, I give him credit for, you know, actually doing something better than his sister. I mean, Lucy's just going up there to trying to save her dad, but, you know... Nate isn't annoying as Lucy is. That okie dokie shit is like, it just drives me up the roof now. It gets annoying. Like, I don't like that. I really do not like that. I mean, I liked it just at first because it was only like, I thought it was going to be a one-time thing, but no, she says it frequently and it's so annoying. Yeah, so I give Nate credit for actually just, you know, not being so annoying. Oh my god, I gotta talk about this part. Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. Oh my god, I forgot about that. That was so annoying. All that guy did was repeat that thing over and over, and it got on my nerves. He was repeating it over and over, and then he had the nuclear bomb, and then like that basically was the end for Shady Sands. So basically there was no security. Nobody checked the guy just repeating over and over if he was okay or not. They would just let him walk by like if nothing ever happened. And then, you know, Shady Sands is blown. And so Hank had to blow Shady Sands. And just because his wife left him. And speaking of Lucy's mom, like, she was never brought up again. Did they forget about Lucy's mom? Is that what happened? So Lucy just forgot about her mom? That's terrible. She's just like, it just drove past her to actually just go after her dad and ask him questions. But not really. They didn't really just do all that. Like, the show is just not really, like... The writers aren't thinking about what the hell they're doing. So, yeah, we gotta forget about Lucy's mom because, you know, she's not really that important anymore. My god, man, I have never been so angry about making a video since, you know, making that Final Fantasy VII remake video. That was the last time I was mad about something, and I think this video was just... It's driving me off the roof. Like, I cannot with the show. Like, I was so disappointed with every single thing about the show. Every single god fucking thing about that show. It's just like drove me off the wall. They ruined everything. Everything. And I'm over here thinking like, what if BioShock got the same treatment? No, not after this. No, I don't trust anything anymore. Yeah, I'm a big fan of BioShock. I cannot imagine what they're gonna do with BioShock. I'm tired of Hollywood just ruining things for people. They did it with The Lion King. They're doing it to Star Wars. They're doing it with Marvel movies. They're ruining a bunch of things that we like. And I don't think it's inclusivity, I just think it's just terrible writing. Because I can't think of any character that I do like in a show but Cooper, and that's it. Like, that is the only character that I actually really do like. And that character does have flaws, but that is the only character I do like from this show. I mean, Lucy, there is potential with that character. Max is forgettable. Nate is almost forgettable. Stephanie is like, fuck that character. Yeah, it's just basically Cooper is the only character I really do care about the show. Season 3 is going to be the same. I don't even know if you can even save the show at this point because, you know, they're not going to hire anybody else. They're not going to hire any good writers. They're just going to keep the same terrible, stupid writers. Unless they cancel the show, which, I mean, it could be better. But in all honesty, it's too late to save the show. They could have done great with season 2, but no, they fucked it up. And no, I don't think there is potential to even save the show. The show doesn't explain absolutely nothing. It is a waste of time. I still don't even know who the real villain of the show is. I don't even know if it's the wife anymore, because at the end, Cooper gets arrested and basically she's like, oh, maybe it's a bad idea to actually blow up the world. I'm like, then who's the villain? Is it, the guy with the glasses? The guy from the Enclave? Was it this guy? Is this the guy? Is this the mastermind of everything? Is he the one that just, gave everybody the idea that we gotta nuke the world because capitalism? Is it, Clancy Brown, the president, Mr. Krabs, getting the secret, formula and just taking it to Bikini Bottom and giving it to SpongeBob? Is that what's gonna happen in season 3? Is Bikini Atoll gonna be part of season 3? Is Bikini Bottom gonna be part of season 3? With Mr. Krabs, and that theory of SpongeBob where everybody got nuked, and Voltec and everything, and is it canon? Is that what they're trying to do with season 3? Look, I know I'm just talking out of my ass, but I'm being honest. It's just when you have Clancy Brown and then basically SpongeBob, then Voltec is over here just trying to drop just a bunch of bullshit, and radioactive and sea creatures. What do you think is going to come into my head? Basically, the theory of SpongeBob and, they were nuked. Bikini Atoll. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't think some people will get that reference. But yeah, this show is, I don't know. It's bad. This is a bad show written by awful people, by stupid people that know nothing about the series. Look, I may be new, but I know when I see something bad. Can't believe there's gonna be a 4th season too. What's the point of making a 4th season and a 3rd season when the 2nd season wasn't even great? You know what? Later on, I'm just gonna go on Amazon and I'm going to lower the ratings more because I'm even pissed off more than usual. It's not good. Why are people defending this? I know, especially on Twitter. Do people not notice bad things? Is it hard for other people not to notice bad things? I get it's their opinion. I really do get that it's their opinion. But why the fuck? There is nothing great about this show. Fallout 4 is better than this whole show. Yes, Fallout 4 is better than this whole show. Fallout 3 is better than this whole show. I don't know about Fallout 76, okay? I don't know about that one. Every single thing about this franchise was ruined. The NCR, the Brotherhood. I don't know about the Enclave. Voltec. Yeah, they couldn't even get Voltec right, of all things. They couldn't even get the deathclaws right. At the end, when Max is fighting in the power armor, and then he's just he cannot take them down, and those things are very fast. They are very fast deathclaws. Even Lucy in the goal, you cannot outrun a deathclaw. In Vegas, no, not in Vegas, not in New Vegas. Maybe in Fallout 4, but not in New Vegas. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring up, the moment Max is fighting the deathclaws, all the other people in New Vegas are just they're just staring at Max, just fighting and not helping at all. The only person that helps him is Thaddeus. Yes, Thaddeus, the useless character, is actually helping Max, and all these other people, and they're in the weapon shop, and they don't do absolutely nothing. You guys have power armors and weapons and bobs in that shop, and not even want to put some effort into fucking helping out. Are you serious? So they're just waiting for Max to die, and then so they could just cower it away. And look, they could have just they could have taken them down since the very beginning if they actually wanted to. But no, I guess they just wanted to save that moment for Max. That scene is so retarded. It's very bad. It's lacking a bunch of things. The show is just lacking everything. And they also keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Fallout 3, you gotta find your dad. Fallout 4, you gotta find your kid. Fallout Prime, you gotta find your dad again. Fallout 76, the Overseer. What's next? Is Fallout 5 trying to find your mom or something? My god, well, you know what? At least I got all the stress out because I really wanted to talk about this. This is just it's bad, awful. It's shit. It is just human waste of, creativity. It is made by unknowledgeable people. People that don't know anything. Not even the atomic bomb. They couldn't even get that right. Come on. I know I'm sounding like a psychopath. But if you're gonna get something right, at least get the fucking atomic bomb right. I don't think they're ever gonna make a good Fallout show with great, dark, disturbing shit happening. Because some people nowadays are too scared to write that type of level of just dark, ominous, greedy, terrible, like, of just humans just doing a bunch of depraved shit. Yeah, so you could kiss that shit goodbye because that's not gonna happen. Like, not even close. You know, at least, like, fans actually come together and actually just, you know, do some writing and some animation. But then, like, I don't know if Bethesda copyrights people and tell them to take down stuff that's better than theirs because, you know, some game companies, they end up doing that. It's actually kind of sad. Like Nintendo, they end up copyrighting their fans because they're trying to make something, you know, for other fans. Sega, no, they don't do that. Square Enix, they actually kind of do that sometimes. But Bethesda, I don't know. Yeah, so if, like, we could just come all together and create something better than Bethesda, then you know that there's something wrong when the fans actually do a better job with the rating and everything than, you know, the actual writers of Bethesda. So yeah, oh my god, almost an hour, you know, making this video, and God, I'm so tired. I'm sure I'm gonna get hate again. I mean, I'm always getting hate by the other side about this type of stuff, but, you know, I'm used to it already. They're probably gonna be like, you are stupid. Why are you making fun of Bethesda? Guys, educate yourself, for the love of God. If you really do care about the franchise and you want it to be saved, for the love of God, actually put some fucking effort into actually believing about what other people have to say. Because when you really do care about something, you will actually put some effort into telling that thing to, you know, actually put some effort into doing something so they can appreciate. And it's really something is for fans that, yeah, they will actually put some effort to into actually putting effort for their fans as well. It happens to a lot of, like, franchises. It happened to Final Fantasy VII Remake. I already made a video about that. You want to see me complain about that? Go watch the fucking video. It's an hour and 30 minutes long. If you're a big Final Fantasy fan like I am, I'm disappointed with that fucking game and the franchise. And Bethesda, no. The fans are pissed off. They have all right to be pissed off. I'm pissed off too. But I'm tired. I don't want to talk anymore. My throat actually fucking hurts for even just talking for so long without stopping. Because I'm mad at what happened to New Vegas, and I am mad at what, like, where's the horror? That's what I want. I want horror. I want disturbing things, not a bunch of goofy things happening here and there that I don't understand. And I am done talking now. That is all I have to say, and my throat just fucking hurts. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate that. But I'm not gonna make another follow-up video for like a month because I've been doing it for 3 days straight, and I gotta make videos about other stuff. So if you made it this far, I really do appreciate it.